What do they fear from the Dalai Lama?
For China, the integrity of the national state is a tremendously symbolic factor. What they fear from the Dalai Lama is two things. One, losing their conception of territorial integrity, that when even though the Dalai Lama says that he is not interested in independence, only autonomy, it could be, and I think it is the case, that his definition of autonomy is interpreted by the Chinese as if it were separatism. The second is that the Dalai Lama is an absolute ruler of a significant and ethnically defined minority, and therefore cannot accept the ideological jurisdiction of certainly not of the Communist Party, and in certain categories not of the national state either. And there are other regions not as distinct as Tibet, like Xinjiang, with different religion, mostly Muslim religion.
Did you support the idea of honoring him at the White House and the gold medal in the Congress?
Well, he was honored by in the gold medal
by the Congress.
By the Congress.
But the president saw him, which was a...
The president saw him, but that I think it's done before. The issue is private Americans, organized American groups, can express their commitment to the principles of Tibetan autonomy in any appropriate way that our political system accepts, which is very wide. When the Congress of the United States, in the presence of the President, honors a leader of a separatist, what the Chinese consider separatist, it must have foreign policy consequences.
So you think it was a bad idea?
I think people who do it should not kid themselves that this is without consequence, and they have to weigh their commitment to a moral cause, which has great validity in many respects, to the foreign policy requirements, and that's a judgment. But one shouldn't pretend that it's an act without consequences.
Well, the consequences may have been, in this case, they decided not to go to the meeting to discuss Iran.
Yes, and it may or may not affect the intensity with which they pursue the measures that we would like to take about Iran, and we also need them with respect to denuclearization of North Korea.
Well, we've got them there so far.
And one thing which was surely a terrible idea was to do this during the party congress, where Hu Jintao has to explain his leadership to 2,000 assembled members of the Communist Party, and he therefore has very little flexibility of showing understanding of our necessities. So why it had to be this week and not 2 weeks later or 2 weeks earlier, preferably 2 weeks later.
Well, did you tell the President or the Secretary of State that maybe it'd be better if they do it later?
It may surprise you, but not every decision is checked with me.
Well, I'm not suggesting they check it with you, but I'm suggesting that you might have a means to communicate this idea. Not your idea, but the idea, whether you expressed it to them or not.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
That's it.